Hey guys, it's time for another episode of the Captain Fizz Mask Guy Show. So let's get things started.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy Show. I am Captain Fizz.
And I, of course, am that Mask Guy. Go!
So tonight, as everyone knows, it is now fall, which means pumpkin spice. Everything!
Dear God, no!
And honestly, one of my favorite time of year, because I love pumpkin spice, but even I am pumpkin spiced out.
I don't know, when they started coming out with pumpkin spice candles, I kind of decided, okay, this is getting just a little out of hand.
It's really bad when you light a pumpkin spice candle and I run into your house and try to eat it. My neighbor did not appreciate it. But with the pumpkin spice season, it's, the fall TV lineup, especially for all the comic books. Gotham's already like 3-4 weeks in. We actually just saw the season finale of another one, which was kind of weird to see a season finale in the fall.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of these shows that you're really into are limited episode series.
They weren't limited. It was a 6 episode because they did not want to cross over Fear the Walking Dead into The Walking Dead, because that's pretty much ratings suicide.
Since I don't actually watch the show, I can't really comment, so.
Well, you can't combine the show that came before the show, I don't know, it doesn't make sense.
You know what, don't try to explain.
Don't
try to explain!
Those who listen probably understand. Walking Dead's in season 6, Fear the Walking Dead, which happened before The Walking Dead, is only in season 1. Don't understand how that makes sense, but whatever.
Yeah, that would be great if they could explain it to us.
So yeah, Fear the Walking Dead, the 6-episode season 1 is now officially done. Kind of a lackluster season, really building up. Kind of, as the season went by, it definitely got more interesting. And yeah,
Wow! Thank you for going off and summing up the show so well.
Z Nation also is on, and I have seen all of 2 episodes of the entire season. Why? Because honestly, after season 1 with the zombie NATO, I pretty much stopped caring.
I didn't actually see the show, but honestly, it sounds like they just decided they were going to go in all guns blazing and just, balls to the walls. It didn't matter how nuts it got.
Balls, nuts, guns. That pretty much describes the show to a T. Pretty much they did go guns blazing until the guns ran out. So anytime you see a guy walking around with zombie bites, but he's not a zombie, but he looks like a zombie, but he doesn't act like a zombie, I get confused. Murphy is the perfect character. His attitude, his look, everything, just pretty much is a zombie to a T, but it's like a zombie controller or human zombie thingamajig. Yes, thingamajig.
Yes, the infamous thingamajig.
It's one of my favorite words. When I can't really describe something, it's a thingamajig.
Now, I gotta, say this. Hey, folks, if you understand what he's talking about, let me know, because honestly, I haven't a clue. This is not one of the shows that I go off and watch. There's a lot of my shows he doesn't watch, so I kind of empathize a little bit now. But, you know...
We are making a list of shows that I have to catch up on, so I'm making you a list of all 2 shows that you have to catch up on.
2 shows. Okay, so I have to go off and try to watch 2 zombie-related shows.
Yes.
In a household with a 2-year-old who I'm trying to keep from such, utter nonsense, and a wife who goes off and gets nightmares from even the smallest remote bit of horror.
It builds character. It builds the immune system to zombies. When the zombies come knocking, if you love horror, you watch zombies, they'll just leave you alone.
I had a foster son who went off and said something just like that.
Yeah, he was probably wrong, too. So yesterday, so we'll talk a little bit about what's actually, premiering this week. Last week was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have not seen it. You have. Can you sum it up better than I summed up Z Nation?
Honestly, what we saw was just a couple months after the end of Season 2. Sky has now went off and accepted her real name, Daisy, and has now become the somewhat leader of S.H.I.E.L.D's Inhumans team, and is trying to, save Inhumans from a group of, it seems like some sort of terrorists. And what we find out is that there is S.H.I.E.L.D., and then there's a secret government agency working, and then there is...
Secret government? Oh my!
Oh my, yes, in a world of espionage. But then you have a big badass Inhuman that's going around and killing other Inhumans to take their powers and abilities.
I'm sorry, when you say Inhuman and big badass Inhuman, I think Attack on Titan.
Okay, maybe not quite that big, but this guy's pretty huge, and it took Sky and one of her friends, everything they had just to go off and to go to a stalemate with this guy. He's honestly, it's big guy who looks like he's half porcupine. I swear to God, it's the weirdest thing. And so
I'm Porcupine Man.
And so I was actually very intrigued after the season premiere. Definitely when there seems to they haven't brought out Ward, who is one of the big villains, or Hydra, because Hydra is still around somewhere. And, you have the secret organization that I have a feeling at some point or another, S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to actually start working beside to try to protect the Inhumans.
Yeah, I actually did hear, I was reading a bunch of reports today on Marvel and, the whole difference between the cinematic and the TV universe. And they have actually confirmed that, at this point we've seen a lot of the movies kind of happen in the TV show. Well, they've kind of confirmed that we're going to start seeing the other way happen as well.
Absolutely. I've already heard that they're going to actually bring up characters like Daredevil in future installments of the movies.
Yeah, which is kind of difficult since I don't believe Marvel has the entire rights to Daredevil, but that's besides the point.
They went off and they actually bought the rights back to Daredevil.
Well, that's news to me.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day.
They got the TV movie rights back as well for the Punisher and a lot of the other characters. I believe at this point they just don't have the movie rights to any solo Hulk project, anything to do with Silver Surfer, Namor, the Submariner. So those are the X-Men, Fantastic Four. Any characters?
You mean the Fantastic Flop?
You know what? Honestly, the movies came out before that Fantastic Four were pretty good. So this was a flop. It was an absolute flop. If they decide they're actually going to go off and come out with a sequel to this movie, I will go to see it, just hoping to God that it will be better than this one. But I highly doubt it.
If they come out with a sequel, I will go to the movie theater and demand they pay me to see it.
Honestly, we have to figure out if there's some way that we can go off and get ourselves compensated for going to see movies. If we can claim it and say it's part of our jobs.
Honestly, if I go see a crappy movie, I want them to pay me, just because of emotional stress. I just saw the worst movie I've ever seen. You must pay me compensation for emotional stress.
We'll give you free movie passes.
Works for me. So this week we have Flash, we have Arrow. I know you're definitely excited for those. Our good buddy Andy is also excited for these two as well. I really not, but then again, I don't know what season they're in anymore. I don't know who the characters are. All I know is there's the Flash.
The Flash, which I think at the end of season 1, there was a big, I don't know what you would call it, warp hole or whatever, that was threatening to destroy the entire world.
Black hole?
Black hole of some sort, I imagine. I don't know, it didn't look very black to me. Maybe a gray hole.
We're politically correct on this show.
I know, it's just...
It's not a black hole, it's a blue hole.
Okay, let's not bring Gonzo up in this at all, okay?
Poor Gonzo.
Poor Gonzo. But you know what? I mean, it'd be very interesting because we know that all 3 versions of the Flash will be
Zoom.
Zoom is going to be the big villain in this. I'm very interested because they're keeping everything secret about Zoom, as to especially who's going to actually physically play that character.
I am.
I know that Adam Copeland, who's going to be Adam Smasher, is going to actually, in the episode he's in, will actually make mention of Zoom. So I'm quite fascinated to see there. Arrow, this is season 4. It sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting. And Stephen Amell has went off and pretty much has stated that the Flash, Arrow, and the Legends of Tomorrow are all pretty much one just ginormous TV show.
Now, it would be entertaining in the future if you see all 3 canceled and combined into one complete season.
Well, I mean, we
one
see so
series.
many. Last season, we saw a lot of crossovers. The Flash appeared in a couple episodes of both season 2 and season 3 of Arrow. And we saw, likewise, where the Arrow came over for a couple of episodes of Flash. And we know that, of course, they're building towards the Legends of Tomorrow series, which I guess is actually going to feature both Flash and Arrow and all the characters that they introduced in the little teaser trailer. That was made specifically to go off and, get people's interest in the show. It has probably... none of the content will actually be in the show.
So no, I am looking forward to both these these season premieres. I believe I will be paying attention to them, especially now that it's kind of become a job, which kind of sucks because
it's not so much a job. I'm enjoying it. I mean, there's other shows that I been watching. Blind Spot. I don't know if you've been watching this, but
off and on. I've been watching this weird TV show about a woman who can't remember who she is, and she has tattoos and all that stuff.
Yeah, Blind Spot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I just described the show perfect to a T.
Pretty much, yes, you did. But you know what? I thought it was. So far, it's been pretty good. I've also been trying to get into a show called Minority Report, based off of the movie.
I'm not enough of a minority to enjoy that report. Honestly,
I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority, no pun intended on this, but I didn't really like the second episode. I'm going to give it one more episode try, and if I don't like it, then that's it. I'm going to take it off my DVR. And I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I need to go off and check out iZombie one more time to see if it's worth watching.
That's one show I've been lacking on watching. Every time I sign into something, they're talking about iZombie. Every time, Show Me comes on, it's iZombie. Every time I remember what show I want to watch, it ain't an iZombie. I can never remember what show it is, and it's the easiest name. And I can't even remember to download Z Nation. Yes, remember to remember.
Remember to remember. I can't even remember to remember. Sir, what you need to do, sir, you need to get yourself some thread, sir, and you need to put it around your finger, sir, and tie it into a bow, sir.
And on that note, I am going to cane you. So, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back to talk about Yeah.